Hi, welcome back to a new tutorial part to build a train. Uh, Today we want to make some of these little details and we see how far we can go. Good. So we start. For this here we take at mesh plane, rotate X 90, scale down, grabbing, positioning, and you see that fits with here. So we need to drag them to point like that. So we have that one, but we only need the lines around, not the inner part. So we can X delete only faces and we left that here and that we can cut into this object here to get it out. Good. We try that, but before we try that, we make a copy of that and we take that here out. It must be in front of the object. That is important for that because of the cutting. You can't cut anything where you're not in front of that. So you see here we must tweak that a little that it fits with the original there. So we go in edit mode and give them the same distance here. Then we mark that and then the back. Then we go in edit mode and hit there the tool knife project. Now that is cut it into, you see that here, and this thing we want to get out. So we extrude them and bring them out to the Y. So we have done that here. Good. The next is this top one there. That is a little bit smaller, you think that, but that is because of the distance. You see it now from one angle, view angle, and normally there are more view angles there. Um, you don't see it from the top how far that goes over the top. And that is the same here. You project that on a round thing. So that line will be later there. Good. Set. We must look that we hold in here the same distance as there down. That looks for me good, but that here isn't right, but that is right. Good. First mark that, then second that. Edit mode, mark all, knife projection view, and we cut it that in. Good. We want to get that out, so we take here the normal direction, so I can extrude that now in this direction. And now we go back to global axis, and now we have the normally. Okay, go back here to material mode. We take this thing here. We don't need that anymore, so we can move it to the third layer. Then for that here, I will make a copy because I want to do that in the other direction too. So I cut it in half and then we are ready to get a mirror on it and then it's good. Good with behind selection, word selection, and then a border selection. We delete all that is behind the half as that. So we can get these two lines here out, then close this ring here, and oh, that was too much. That comes not with that comes. Okay, that we don't need really, because that is into the other material later. So close the bottom. Good. Uh, Now what you see is that this line needs to fit with them. We are here now and can use now a modifier. We need this mirror modifier, but not in the X. We need it in Y. We need a clipping that they come together when we move them. And now we have it on both sides. That is good. That here is a little bit too fat, I think. So we go there and mark that again. We go to normal axis and bring that a little bit more in so that it isn't that rough stuff here. Okay. Here we can go one deeper and then it's good. Good. We done that. That is fine. We need here this holder then. But before we make some other, we see here's a cylinder that comes in there, so we make them. Add mesh linear cylinder. We take it with 24. We scale them down to a size like that. Then you see there's a couple on there. But at first we will make these loops in here. Normally that are round things, but we don't want to spend too much words about them. So we make it with a low of them. So we make here the loops. Then we can, moment, good. That is the wrong direction. That is, we must go here back to global axis and then it moves. Good. So we can mark these lines here and extrude scale them. Then we got this. We have to loop that all with the shading, you know that. So we make there all overall loops. And here in the middle part too. And normally you must make it here too, but we don't want to get too much words, so we'll let it like it is, and then it's good too. So we got that, and here is a round thing on it, so that means we can take that top face here and extrude them many times. Extrude one time, bring it a little in, extrude again, scale down, extrude again, and scale down. And then would have not too close, we have it. So we can go now here and make their loops in and scale them, then we become more round looking effect here, so that it looks from far away like it is a sphere or something else here. And that is enough for this effect, that is good. So we need this pipe coming out there. So we add curve, cylinder, and circle, rotate x90, scale down to that size we need. Then we need the thickness of the pipe. So we go here to the curve and full and give them the depth that we need. That must be enough. Yeah. We give them here 3 of resolution. That makes it rounder. That's okay. Then with Alt C, we convert it as a mesh. Now we got that. Then with background selection, word selection, we delete what we don't need. That is the down part and the right part. Then that is left. And we can extrude that here to that point, and here down, extrude, and get to this point. That we bring to this other object there, and rotate set 90, bring them down, and middle to the material of this object, and we see that it's on the top planted in. So we bring it to the top and make it here a little longer. So we got that. That is good, but we must go here a little bit more in. So we got that. There comes something out. So we get here this top loop and extrude them out that we have something comes out there. Um, that face there we can flatten because that is a flat one. Good. So we mark them both and join them together as one, and we have then this thing there. So we grab and file save. We got it. Good. You see that one here? That is a thing that isn't really to see, but we do that. We get a cube. We scale them an X a little, so we got that. And in this case, we make it simple. Um, we make that a loops. So Ctrl R to bring there a loop, then a space between, then another loop, and the last one of that. That is that here. So that means that I dissolve that here, that we can get this two loops, extrude scale, to bring it a little bit more deepness there. And that is the effect that we want to have here. And we want to make this round. So at first we make here middle loop, delete the down part. So we mark that here, delete the words. Then we see we need here the origin. So we go here with the 3D cursor and say then to to 3D cursor, and then the origin is there. And we can take now the mirror modifier, but not in the X, we need it in the Z with clipping on, and that should work. Yeah. So I spoken about the bevel. We want to make it with all the sides. So that means we take here two loops to get the range where we bevel. I told it to you before. And two loops in this direction so that we get here quad. So scale Y. Here change again, scale Y. So good. Then we get all these edges there and Control B and then roll on the mouse button. So we got this effect here, and then we need to smooth these things. Then we have to give them the loops for shading. So make here Control R to set a loop, and here add this part 2, go back here. So here we can go a little bit deeper, and here we need one at the top and at the bottom. And then we have that thing done here. That is good or fine. Good. That is this thing we done. So we grab that and bring that there. Good. Then we see here this thing. So we add mesh cylinder. 24 is okay. Rotate Y 90 to rotate that. Then you see that ring here. That means we make here a loop and select this loop and extrude scale to make it a little bit fatter. Then we are here. We smooth that all. You know what to do. That is that we must loop that all. Good. Then you see here comes something round stuff out. So we take the front face there, extrude a little to the Y, and then make the round stuff as we done it at the other model before. So we extrude one time and scale that down, extrude a second and oh, and scale down, and maybe a last time to scale that down. Good, we done that. You see that isn't as round as it should. So we make in there some loops more. We make here one, scale, then here one, scale, and then we get a better round look here. So that is enough for that little thing. You see here the screws around it, so that we make them. Add mesh cylinder, we take 6 words. Then we scale down. And it looks a little bit too small for me. So that means we take this loop with Control plus, we can give them one more and scale it a little bit more, that we can take bigger screw heads there. That is our screw. And scale set, scale them in the hole, rotate Y 90, and we're here and go to the middle of them, such like that. Good. We now have to rotate that around. So we get here the middle point. So we set the origin to the 3D cursor. Then we go in edit mode, tools, spin, 360 degrees, a complete circle. And then we can say how much screws we want to have. So let's make him some more. I think that can be good. 17. 17 for me looks good. So then we make both together and join them. Then we done that thing too. Rotate set 90 and grab it to position file save. Good. Then you see these fixtures here that holds the pipes. we have to do. So we need here two things. That is a cylinder with 24, scale down. Then we go in the edit mode, get the top ring there. So maybe a little longer. Then we mark all, Shift D, rotate Y 90, scale down to the X, make it a little bit uh, crater, then the rest is, and scale it then by, and we got that here, that is our holder for the pipe then. We look how that looks, is it too much, is it too less? I would say that is good. Good, so we smooth that completely, we have the shading arrows like every time. And sure, you can get an edge split on it or so, then that is gone too. But then the edge split makes all these words double, and that makes too much word count, and that isn't good. Because of that, I make it with the loops. So the shading here, we make it flat, because it's a flat one. Good. That is our first fixture. We bring the origin to the geometry. We move then to the second layer. Go to the second layer. Shift C to bring 3D cursor in the middle. Alt G to bring the object in the middle. Then with Control G group name, and it is fixture 1. Good. Return. Go to first layer and put it here at group instance, and it was fixture 1. We have here the axis, we can scale that down. Good, we jump 2 and we have that thing there. That is good. That is one of the fixtures, but there are different types. So that was the one that is here in this, and you see that one here is another. So we make them now. So we add mesh circle. 24 is okay. Rotate X 90, scale down. We go to that size. Then we go edit mode and delete the down part. Then we get these 2 points and extrude them down. Then we extrude them both to the sides. So that means we extrude here a larger time and here a larger time. Then we get both and extrude that down. Sure, you can wait with a mirror modifier, then he makes it even. Good. That is it. We mark that all. Close with F. Bring it in front of the picture and extrude that down. Then we got this one, and now we only need the screw heads on that, and we have to smooth that here. So we get this to this point, smooth faces. Then we loop for the shading and bring there on 2 screw heads. So add group instance screw head we need this here. Rotate X90, scale down. So we got that. and Shift D to bring that there on the other side too. We get down the axis, and then we parent them to the main object. So mark both, Control P to object. Okay, there's the second fixture that we built. So we move them to the second layer. Move second. Then that doesn't appear here. So we will bring them to that object later. Or we make another way. The better way for that here is now we with Alt P we clear the parent of that. Alt P we clear the parent of that. Then we delete these two guys here and bring there on some new one that we built now. So here we bring in add mesh cylinder, and it is a 6 vert, and scale down. Then we have that. We scale it in the set. Good. Shift D to duplicate, bring it on the other side. And now we can mark the 3 and join them together as one. And now that can we move completely to second layer. Then we go to second layer, Shift C, Alt G, Control G, and that is fixture 2. Good. Go back to first layer and group instance, fixture 2. Get the axis down, and we got that here. File, save. Good. I think there is a third one of fixture, that is that one here. And that is the following. We get a mesh, a cube, scale down. Then we scale on the X. We scale in the Y, but only a little. That is a huge thing. And then we give them a loop to the down part and extrude that to both of the sides. So you can take that, and when you get then here in the video origins, then you can extrude that to both sides similar, such like that. Then we need these screw heads again that we used at the other object too. And we want to bevel this two edges there, so we need a range where we can bevel. So we give them here two loops for the range. Yeah. So scale set or make it manually. That is not. That must be quad. That is the only thing that is important. Then mark both. Control B and roll that we smooth. Then we make the shading loops in. Then the two screw heads add screw head, yeah, cylinder, and 6 is good. Scale down, scale in the set, rotate X90, scale a little more, and that is good. Shift D to duplicate, bring it down, and that is fine. So here is some error. That can be a normal error, so we mark all and go to normal recalculate, then he flips the directions or something else when there is something wrong. In this case, it don't work. I don't know why. So we try some. When we flip the direction, no, then it's harder than before. That should be smoothed. That is okay. But there is some error in. So we delete this whole loop here with X dissolve edges. Here again, X dissolve edges. Then we mark all and make them flat. Then go back, recalculate. Then we get this faces there and make them smooth. And get this faces here, make them smooth. Oh, that was wrong. It must be the complete thing there. And then we get the loop for the shading. And it don't works. Good. Then we take there the add split modifier. Now it's the double of the words, but it is clear. Good. So we have that done. We move that to signal layer 2. Alt G, Control G, fixture 3, and go back to first layer and add group instance, not the second one. We need the third one. Add group instance fixture 3. Get access down and look there. Yeah, that is what we want to have. Good. So we done the things that we can make here our pipes in. So something that we can build now is that here. A simple one. So we add mesh cylinder. We give them 3. So that is a triangle. And scale them in set. Rotate x90. We see what we have is that. We rotate that on the y. Or we can let it as not impossible. We get here the words with background selection on the top here and get them to the side. Then we rotate x 180. So we got that. But it must be longer than higher. So that is this object. We scale it to the original size there. That is such like that. And we need to bevel all these edges there. So we mark them, or 3 edges, Control B, and roll the mouse. So we got that. That have a thickness. We need it on the other side too. So we make a copy of that. Shift D, scale down, and scale it in Y. And then we take with L this here, Shift D, and bring it to the other side. And then we got that mystery thing there, but we need the holder here. So we go in there and add a cube, scale down, scale in the Y, in the X, sorry, and bring out that here. Then we get the bottom face there and bring them down into the material. So we got that, and then we need the screw head on it. We bring it in the middle, click there, and then we add a cylinder with 6, and we have this screw head. We go scale set, rotate Y90, and scale down, and should be in front. Yeah, that is this thing there. So we can move it to the second layer and Alt G, Control G, and we call it foot holder 1 and bring it here in. So add group instance foot holder 1, get the axis down, jump 2. We can make it a little bit greater that we see them good. File, save. Good. These two types here we can move to the third layer that we don't need here. Then this ring, we have made a new one, so we can move that to the third layer too. Good. Some of the next things we will do is this front thing here that's very complicated. That's one session alone. Then the pipes, then this bell, and the whole needs there. That is a great point, and then this cockpit and these other things there. But I'll make one thing we do now that is a simple fast one. That is that here. So we add mesh a circle, 24th okay, scale down, edit mode, extrude one time up, extrude scale a little bit smaller, extrude to the set, extrude scale like the down part, extrude and go in setup, extrude and scale and extrude to the set, extrude another time, go to this point, scale down and extrude last time to go here and extrude once more, scale down, done. That is this thing we see here, but here is a little bit round. So we can get here some loops in and scale them. Then we get a round look. Then we smooth that old thing and we can give them here shading loops and then should look fine. So that is good. We have to close that here. That is good. Yeah, that is one of the things. Here's the another one. And the other one we can make here Shift D, take the same because the down part is the same. And then we only have to delete these two rings here and get this ring here and scale that more, extrude to the set and scale more and close with that. Then we can get here another loop in and scale them little and here too. And then we have some round looking stuff for that little thing there. That is good. Then we see here this pipe there. So we add curve circle, rotate x90, scale down. Then we need the thickness of this. So we get here full. We go in adapt height and give them here 3. That is real round. Then with Alt C, we convert it as a mesh. And then we get here to delete the top and the right part. Good. Then we mark that all and Shift D. Then mesh mirror, interactive mirror. And then we bring this loop and this loop together with spacebar, search, bridge, edge loop. Then you close that. We take this both and extrude them up one time. And then we have done that. Complete. Bring it under that so that is in the middle. Good. We see we have here shading error. That can be a normal error, so we recalculate the normals and all is fine. Good. Then we mark them 3 and join them together as one. Bring the origin to the geometry and done that little thing too. So we grab and position it there. Here you see a cylinder, so we can make that at mesh cylinder 24, scale down, rotate x90, it should be a longer one, so scale Y, then we smooth that, then we say the front and the back face should be flat, and we done that thing. That's okay. Good, we done that. That has some holders on there. So we go in there and make 2 loops on and scale in the Y or make it similar here. Manual. So go here and here. You can take mirror modify, sure. But in a moment I make it without. So we want to have this and that. Extrude scale. And then we have this holder things there. But we need to loop. So loop 1 here, loop 1 there, here 2, and there, and at the back, and at the front, and on this rings 2. Good, done. So we have to use here the straight lines there, so we add mesh cube, scale down, then edit mode, scale, and what is that? Where's the origin? So make it to geometry. Don't see here anyone. So X, delete that. Okay, for today we done a lot, but we will make a fast one. Here is a big, huge thing. So add mesh cube, scale down to that size. Then we bring it to start and take here the front face and bring them grab to that position here. We go here back to median point. We can get here to that, yeah, and we bring it to this point, then extrude one time to here. Then we get this top edge and bring it down. Then we extrude it here. That is the front face again. Extrude and bring that to near the end of the huge thing. Then you see it's too small. It must be between the wheels of the drain. So we go to the drain wheels and scale on the Y as long as we have this size. Good. That thing is done too. Next time we build that here and maybe this one here and the pipe. We will see that. So I wish you a wonderful day and see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye.